love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100.
The American racing world was once again rocked by a major drama unfolding on the NASCAR Cup Series track, as a violent incident between Bubba Wallace and Carson Hocevar turned into one of the most heated moments of the season. What initially appeared to be a simple positional battle suddenly escalated into a massive accident that not only destroyed the cars but also triggered an emotional outburst on the track. From the moment the green light turned on at the start of the race, the atmosphere was incredibly intense. The drivers immediately pressed the accelerator pedal as hard as possible, knowing that every move on the track could determine their outcome. Wallace, driving the number 23 car for 2311 Racing, appeared quite confident. In the first few laps, he maintained a stable position in the middle of the pack while constantly trying to read the pace of the race. However, pressure began to build from behind. One driver who appeared particularly aggressive was Hocevar, a young driver from Spire Motorsports known for his no-nonsense driving style. Hocevar was seen several times approaching Wallace's rear bumper, trying to find the slightest opening for an overtaking maneuver. The television commentators even began highlighting the small duel that was brewing between the two. They predicted that the combination of Wallace's experience and Hocevar's fearlessness would make for an exciting duel, but it also had the potential to escalate into something far more dramatic. And that prediction proved correct. As the middle stages of the race progressed, the pace began to pick up dramatically. Tires began to wear, fuel became more important, and drivers began taking greater risks to gain a better position. Wallace continued to maintain his line through the corners with great precision, but Hocevar seemed to be growing more aggressive with each lap. The crucial moment finally came as the two rounded a fast corner at high speed. Hocevar attempted to pass on the inside, a highly risky maneuver given the limited space available. In a split second, the two cars were side by side. Contact was inevitable. The contact may have seemed minor at first, but at the breakneck speeds of NASCAR racing, even the slightest contact could be disastrous. Wallace's car immediately lost stability. The rear of his car began to slide, losing traction, and in an instant, the car spun across the track before crashing hard into the outside wall. The impact was so loud that it echoed throughout the circuit. Car parts flew, carbon fiber debris littered the track, and yellow flags were immediately waved by race officials. The spectators in the stands immediately stood, some covering their mouths in disbelief. Wallace's car came to a stop, badly damaged, at the side of the track. A thin plume of smoke poured from the front of the car, while safety crews quickly made their way to the crash site to assess the racing conditions. Seconds later, the car door opened. Wallace quickly exited his car, his body language clearly showing his anger. He violently removed his gloves as he walked away from the wrecked car. Television cameras immediately captured his distraught expression. On the other side of the track, Hocevar remained in his car, communicating with his team over the radio. He tried to explain his feelings from the cockpit, while the pit crew quickly reviewed the telemetry data to understand what had happened. As Wallace made his way to the pit lane, a heated conversation began over the 2311 Racing Team radio. Wallace clearly expressed his disappointment with Hocevar's maneuver, which he deemed overly aggressive and unnecessary. For Wallace, the incident felt like an opportunity that simply slipped by. In a season-long high-pressure race, every point counts. Losing a race due to an accident like this was certainly a major blow to him and his team. Meanwhile, Hocevar's team tried to put the incident into perspective. In radio communications, Hocevar stated that he felt he was far enough inside to attempt an overtaking maneuver. He also noted that everything happened very quickly, and at that speed, it's difficult for anyone to react perfectly. The debate immediately erupted, not only in the paddock but also on social media. NASCAR fans began flooding the internet with their opinions. Some blamed Hocevar entirely for being reckless in attempting such a high-risk maneuver. Others argued that Wallace should have given more room when he realized there was a car trying to pass him. Racing analysts also offered their opinions after viewing the replay from various camera angles. Several former drivers who are now commentators noted that incidents like this are actually nothing new in the NASCAR Cup Series. When two drivers are battling for every position, the line between a brilliant maneuver and a crash is often very thin. But for Wallace, the result was the same. His car suffered serious damage, leaving the team with no choice but to end the race early. The mechanics in the garage were even seen inspecting the damage with disappointed expressions, knowing that a crucial opportunity to score points had been lost. Moments after the incident, Wallace finally made a brief comment to the media. He tried to contain his emotions, but it was clear that the frustration was still very much there. He said that races like this are always full of risks, but he felt the maneuver was too forced. Meanwhile, Hocevar, who ultimately managed to continue the race despite some minor damage to his car, tried to maintain a calmer tone during interviews. He said he had no intention of causing the crash and was simply trying to capitalize on the opportunity that presented itself on the track. But many in the paddock felt that this story was far from over. In the world of NASCAR, rivalries often arise from incidents like this. When two drivers are involved in a major crash, the feelings don't always disappear. Sometimes, it can be the beginning of a long rivalry that lasts throughout the season. Fans have even begun to speculate whether the next meeting between Wallace and Hocevar on the track will be calmer or more heated. What's clear is that this incident once again reminded everyone how brutal NASCAR racing can be. In a sport where cars travel at over 300 kilometers per hour and dozens of drivers battle each other in close quarters, one small decision can make all the difference. For Wallace, this race will be remembered as one of the most disappointing days of the season. But for Hocevar, it was a profound lesson in the fine line between courage and risk in the highest levels of racing. And for fans, this drama is proof that every NASCAR race has the potential to deliver an unforgettable story.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape,